Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, The Aging Games. Today I'll be talking about cold thermogenesis or cold therapy, and I'm coming to you from my freezing pool to bring you this video to share with you my first-hand experience with cold thermogenesis. Actually, I'm joking a bit because it's still September and the weather is quite nice, so the water is not as cold as I'd like it to be, but it's definitely much colder than it was in August. So you probably didn't know this, but cold can actually be used for therapeutic reasons. And if you've heard of Kruse or perhaps Wim Hof before, then you may have heard of their teachings. So Wim Hof's method involves a bunch of breathing exercises that you do before you actually enter the cold water. And he organizes retreats and seminars, and he has different courses online. So I'd really encourage you to check that out if you're new to this type of therapy. Dr. Kruse attributes his weight loss to regular cold therapy, and I also have several friends who have lost huge amounts of weight through regular cold exposure. So it will definitely speed up your metabolism and help you to burn more fat. I think it also helps kind of with calorie control because it will reduce your appetite. When I come out of the cold water, I definitely don't feel hungry. Every cell just kind of feels recharged and satisfied, and the last thing I think about is food. So I got started with cold therapy about 6 years ago when I was reading Dr. Kruse's teachings, and I started in January, which is probably not the best time to start because if you start in the summer, you'll be craving the cold a lot more than in January. I can promise you that. Unless you're in the southern hemisphere, then it's a completely different story. So anyway, the way I began was just gradually turning the shower colder and colder and colder, and always extending the time that I spent under cold water as opposed to the hot water. So this was a gradual process, and over the course of 2 or 3 weeks, I ended up in ice cold water, which I was actually beginning to enjoy. Another thing you can do if you're a swimmer like me, and if you have access to a pool or a lake or the sea, even better, then what you can do is if you're swimming right through the summer, then you can just extend this time, and as the water gets gradually colder, just continue swimming on a regular basis. The nice thing is that the body will completely adapt to this cold, and you will actually start to enjoy especially when you start seeing the benefits. So as far as cold therapy goes, for us ladies in our 50s and beyond, it's wonderful for balancing our female hormones, and also you get a huge release of endorphins when you expose your body to cold. Like when I come out of the cold water, especially in the middle of winter, you just have this, like, it's kind of like a runner's high. You feel amazing. You feel like you're on top of the world. You're completely energized. I feel like every cell in my body comes alive. Like, I can't even explain it to you. It's just an incredible feeling. Another benefit is that a lot of people report losing weight through regular cold exposure. It's also very helpful for smoothing out cellulite, for getting rid of wrinkles. Like, it's really good for your skin, for collagen. It's also great for reducing inflammation. So if you have any kind of chronic pain, if you suffer from arthritis or any kind of conditions like that, then the cold can definitely help you. Regular cold exposure will also help your body produce more brown fat, which is what babies are actually born with. And this brown fat is very active and will burn a lot more calories at rest than will white fat. So this is something that you want to develop, and that's why it's so important to expose your full body, like to do a full immersion, because the brown fat will be deposited normally here on the back of your neck and the top part of your back. So you want to, I mean, it's not like you're gonna have a hump of back fat. We don't want that. The more brown fat you have, the better you can tolerate the cold, and also the more calories and the more fat you'll be burning. What's interesting is that, like, during the summer, it's really hard for me to find water that's cold enough. Sometimes I have to go into the mountain to find like mountain streams, but also another option is to do ice baths. So for example, like after a sauna or after being out in the hot sun, adding some ice into your bath water can be very therapeutic and can give you really nice cold water, which I just love. Important when you come out of the cold water to let your body shiver, and this is part of the adaptation process, and you will notice that once you're cold adapted, you will shiver much less, and you will get a lot less goosebumps as well after the water. And another thing you can do is, if you don't have access to water or you don't like cold showers, is just wear less clothing or not to heat your house so much in the winter. it's completely unnatural that we're in this perpetual summer all year long, and we have the houses heated at 24, 25 degrees. And also please keep in mind that, you know, animals out in the wild, they're just used to adapting to the cold every single winter. They may grow a thicker coat, but they do have to adapt because they don't have access to houses like we have, and insulation and central heating and all of those things. Humans are the same. We didn't have heated homes before, central heating. We didn't have insulated houses or anything like that, and we were out in the cold, and we had to adapt to this. And adaptation is part of our human nature, and it's also something that keeps our immune system strong and the whole body functioning properly, optimally, as it's supposed to. So don't be scared of the cold. It's our natural state, especially for Europeans and North Americans or other countries, other areas, regions of the world where we do have 4 seasons and we have winters. We are genetically designed to be able to adapt to this cold weather. And a nice thing about this hack, Cold Thermogenesis, is that it doesn't cost anything to try. You can control how much time you want to spend in the cold. You can decide how to get started. You can do it at any time in your own time, whenever you feel like it. You don't need to go as extreme as ice baths. Even just reducing the temperature of your shower even by 5 degrees will make a big difference. So anything that is below your body temperature will be considered cold therapy. If you have tried cold therapy before and would like to share your experience with me, please do so below. If you have any tips for anyone getting started, we'd love to hear that as well. And if you like this video and would like to hear more from me, please like and subscribe below, and don't forget to hit the little bell so you get notification every time I post a new video. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a fabulous day.